Hey guys, what's up? Nico again here, and today's episode is one that I've been trying to get her on the show for like 2 years now, and I have been following Terry for since the inception of the 3D printing side hustle group. And let me tell you guys, if Hustle had a photo, it's her. You guys, she has been on this for so long, and in the pre-interview chat, I think she had mentioned or brushed on it that you had quit your full-time job.
I did, yes. On my 40th
Yes.
birthday last year, I said, that's enough. I'm done. And
That is so exciting. So we're gonna get to that. So Terry is just gonna tell us her story, just like any other person on this interview. Terry's just gonna tell us her story. And let me tell you guys, I have been following her since inception, where she was just doing shows and she was giving advice on shows. Now she's doing her own designs. Um, I'll be on
no,
my TikTok and
no,
I'm like, nope,
no new designs of my own.
no, not currently.
Not yet.
Okay, I'll be on TikTok and fucking there she is live again. And I just want to say, I'm super proud of you, Miss Terry. I'm so proud of you. I've watched you grow from where you were from the beginning to where you are now, and it's just nothing short of incredible. And I just want to say you're amazing, and you are an inspiration to everybody in our group. And I really hope everybody in the group watches it because it really is. So without further ado, let's start. How did it all start?
How did it all start?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm going to go back 20 years.
Oh, okay.
I was working in Florida with a woman and we were selling clothing at craft shows. So
Okay.
I got my taste of markets working for her.
Okay. You've been doing markets for a long time then.
I was apprenticed under her. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
She taught me a lot about finding the right product, finding the right markets, finding your people, because we were doing clothes back then, clothing. Anybody can sell this stuff. Anybody can get clothing and sell it at a market. Anybody, and you're seeing it, anybody can 3D print and take it to a market. But what sets you apart?
Mm-hmm.
What is it that takes you from being like everyone else to having your own thing?
Mm-hmm.
And so 20 years ago, working for her, doing shows all around the panhandle of Pensacola, Florida, down in that area. We would go to Dallas, we would go Nashville, we went all over the place. So we were big roadies.
Okay.
And flash forward, I became divorced in the early 2010s. And I started my own business in my home doing quilting, computerized crafting.
Okay.
And then from there, I was like, okay, I've had enough. I'm still doing that. And I wanted to be doing craft shows. I wanted to be getting out and meeting people. And post COVID, let's face it, we were all sick of being stuck in our houses. I wanted to get out and just give back in a way that provided smiles to other people. And so I started with making polymer clay things, little stash jars, little things that I could create and made me happy. So I took them to craft shows to see if those would work. Well, they didn't. I then started doing incense ash catchers. This was back when the epoxy tumbler people were huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I love the epoxy look. I love using the Cricut to make these bottles. So I started doing these incense ash catchers, selling those at markets. And they sold well enough. And then the next show, or one of the shows I did, I took along some of my 3D prints. And it was
Flew off the shelf.
Oh my gosh, it was
Flew off the shelf.
It was incredible. And that was December of 2022. So
that was when I started the group.
Yep. I I was in the group when there was like 5,000 people in there.
You
Yeah.
were one of the first people in our
I
group. I
was one of
know.
the
I
first
know.
people
I
in
know.
there.
I was paying attention.
So, so it's been really fun to see how doing those things. And then I love I'm classically trained as an educator
Okay.
and in special education. So I watch for those micro movements, those micro decisions that people make. They pick up something, they look at it, they put it down. Okay, but they didn't put it back with everything else. They set it to the side. So what does that mean? Like watching
That is
people's,
so interesting.
yeah, like watching those micro things that people do. And if I see people dig it, like I put all of my big fidgets, the Zao models at 100% in just a bucket, and people dig through them, and I watch like, okay, they're picking out this one but not that one, and that helps guide me on what to make next. And
Okay, guys. So just I know she's telling you the story, but that's called market research.
yes.
Just in business terms, market research. I talk about that all the time in our school, in our mastermind. Just market research, super super important. Just want
Yeah,
to. Sorry, I didn't
it's
mean to cut you off.
so, no,
Super
see, you're
important.
good.
I had
love
to
that you're
translate. Some
tying
people are
it
like,
back.
"Oh, what does that mean?" No, it's market research.
Yep.
She's trying
And
to figure out what works. So
in the moment market research. Now I did 68 shows days in 2023.
yo, that's a lot.
Yes, it is a lot.
Wait,
There were some that were 4-day shows,
so
but
hang on. You did 62, you said? 68.
68 days of shows.
68 days of shows. Okay, sorry. For some reason, in my head, I calculated that as like one a week, and I was like, damn.
Pretty much.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
hustling like January, February, there wasn't a whole lot of shows, but there were shows that I would do 3 days. And then there were shows that I would do a show on Saturday, pack it up, and do another show on Sunday.
So since the inception of this business, how so you quit your day job. How much more are you making now with your own business than your
Oh,
day
I'm
job?
not.
It's not?
At this point right now, I will be completely honest. I left my job, and I had in the back of my mind, I thought I was going to be there for another year or two,
Mm-hmm.
just doing little shows, a little Saturday show, a little Sunday show, and I'll keep it going. When I quit my job that was October, the end of October, I had 2 shows in November, a giant show at our state capitol. And then December, I had 1 show. January, there were no shows. And I just had a show 2 weeks ago that was a little 1-day 6-foot table. So
Gotcha.
at this point, I have put out more money for May, June, July, August, September, October shows.
So you're booked through.
I am booked through. And that's one of those things, like the good shows, book out early.
You have to. Yeah. So talking to some of the other people that have been on the show and they do the show business, right? Like they do conventions and stuff like that. They have to front load their investment and hope to, get to the shows. And then, when they get there, obviously let's sell to make the money back.
Right. And I don't do a lot of those big conventions because my product isn't, I don't do any IP work.
Gotcha. And that's cool. So a lot of people don't understand that. It's like they don't match their product to where they're going. You have to match your product to your market.
No, but yes and no. I'm going to argue with you on that one. And I see you post that a lot.
Fine.
I see you post that a lot. And I've tried that. Like I've gone to a show that is about let's just say pirates. And if
Okay.
it's not something that's in my standard line, like, oh, I know it's perfect example. I went to the Canna Fest and I took the lighters with the little stash jar underneath that one of our group members graciously sent me the copy of.
Hmm.
He sent me his STL that he created. I didn't sell any of them.
Really, that's interesting. But that
I,
was just that one. But that was just one product at
that
the
was
fest.
one product that was specific for that show.
Okay, and so what sold in that show?
All of my normal stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'm known for what I make.
Gotcha. So it's the brand.
I have built a brand around, you know, if you see my booth, it's crazy magical and
Hmm.
I am over the top and my people come to me and I am so happy they came to see me and I truly am because
It matches your personality, that's for sure.
absolutely like I'm seeing these people like they're coming back with their kids year to year and you know, I've got some college students who you know they're struggling and they're sharing with me some of their struggles and why they need a fidget because of different things that they're going through and I'm there for them.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
there to
that's connection
listen.
on a deeper level. That's for sure.
Yeah, you know this is not just I'm not just laying plastic out on a table. I market my items. And you'll see me post that a lot in the group too. Like, what should I sell this for? Well, I, I get $3 for this little guy.
It takes like 10 cents to make it because it's so small.
In terms of, you know, all of the overhead and stuff, but then I package them in a way that elevates the
That
person.
is fantastic. Can you show that on camera?
Yeah, this is one of my little fidget guys. And then
Okay, so where did you get the little uh baggie?
same place everybody gets everything, Amazon.
Amazon. Okay. So that
You
little
know,
baggie, and then you just print those. Or do
I
you
don't
order those cards that the insert cards?
Well, because I believe in working with people within my community, I found a printer local to me who prints out these cards. And then on the back, it has my Instagram and then the make a scene. So they can open it up and have a little scene to be able to do some imaginative play with.
That's beautiful. So are those scenes random or are those kind of standard across the board?
Depending on the different model, like each of the different models has different scenes in them.
That's awesome because if you buy, Model X, right? It has, say, the woods, the
Right.
forest, and you buy Model A, you'll have like, there you go, the sea, the beach.
Each scene. Yep.
If you want, you have to buy both if you want the different scenes.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's great. And that goes back to one of the things that I teach as well. It's, you guys, we're not in the order business, we're in the reorder business. What we want is for have the average customer, the average order value of each customer to be as high as possible. All right. So when the customer comes, we have to increase the amount of items they buy and the number of dollars that they spend in order to maximize um, customer order value. Okay. So little lesson there. So going back, that is brilliant. That's absolutely genius. Can we link that person's business for this so that when if anybody wants to order those little cards, they know where to find them?
Absolutely. I can get to his
Beautiful.
email. So
Yeah, let's help that
yeah, and
person out. Let's get him some business. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not that big, but I'm if I fell in love with it, I'm sure there's other people who would fall in love with it too. I mean, that's absolutely genius.
He has been great for me. He's the one that prints all of my like I don't print anything anymore. I found it costs me more to print on my home printer than it does to just
Yeah.
pay him and have it delivered and it's good. So
Sometimes it's so much better with just somebody else who knows what they're doing and who can do it in a more cost efficient manner.
exactly. And there's no way I could cut and score, 1,500 cards.
Yeah. And the time it takes for you to process these, right?
Right. You know, I already fight with some printers. I don't need to fight with other printers.
Right, right, for sure. So, so you're doing shows, right? You said you did 68 in 2023.
Yep.
In 2024, do you plan on doing the same amount? Do you plan on doing less?
I actually have more days booked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm staying within a closer radius. Um, like I said, I did the Harrisburg gift show. That show cost me, the buy-in for that show was about $1,500.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How many people are coming?
They expected well over 50,000 each day.
There you go. That's why.
But unfortunately, it was new management and they expanded and corralled people into one hall. And by the time they got down to where we were, people were either tired, shopped out, or just never made it down to the section we were in. And the amount of people we saw was nowhere near what was promised and what they saw up in the big hall. So
Yeah.
placement is
Placement is so important. Location.
everything.
Go. Okay. More lessons. Go to the front. The front. Who is it that I was telling this to? I told this to one of my students the other day. Forgot who, but I said go to the front because by the time they get to the back, they're tired and they're out of money.
Yeah.
Right. People have an impulse, and a lot of people can't control that impulse. When they see it in the front, they buy, and by the time they get to the back, they're broke.
Yep. I had people coming down to me, and I'm not knocking the other people that were there. This is not what that was, but people were walking into my booth going, "Oh, I wish we had seen you first."
I know. So I've been to cons. I've been to cons. I've purchased somebody from the front, went to the back, and I was like, dude, are you for real? He goes, yeah, man. I go, dude, I just bought like, 5 posters. I'm out of budget. You know what I mean? So placement is important. Placement's
Yeah.
important.
And I also found with doing the research too, of doing as many shows as I did, I have a large following of younger people whose parents don't want to be shelling out 20 bucks, 30 bucks for a dragon at every show.
Mm-hmm.
But I have people who repeat with me. And that is why going with the $10 fidgets or these smaller $3 ones,
Mm-hmm.
if I can get a $3 sale versus no
Absolutely.
sale, like, and the
Yeah.
profit margins, I don't print anything unless I run my profit margins first. And that's something I see in the group a lot too, is that people are like, what should I print? What colors should I print? Like, dude, it really does depend on your people. Because my people aren't going to buy the same as another maker. I've
Mm-hmm.
done shows with Wade from the group, and his stuff is over there, my stuff is over here, and people buy from both of us because he has his own style and I have mine.
Yeah. It's the differentiating factor, right? You have to separate yourself. Like what makes you special?
Exactly.
That's what you were saying earlier.
Yeah. So, I don't know where I was.
Yeah, it's all right. I think we both went on a completely. We went just we took the conversation. So where is the business now? Like how what is the main driver for revenue and the business?
The main driver for the revenue is still the shows. I'm living off of what I made last year. And, having put that aside, reinvested much of what I was making, but thankfully I did have some reserves saved to carry
Good.
me through until shows start picking up in the second quarter. First quarter is definitely rebuilding time.
Yeah.
I went through my stock earlier and I probably have $30,000 of stock made.
That's great. I mean, with those 8 bamboos back there, you can crank them out.
And then there's some over here too. So
So how many machines do you have?
16 bamboos.
Yo, you can crank out some stuff with that.
4 currently on the I need support pile.
Yeah, I saw
But
your. I think I saw your post. That was you with the post, right, in our group.
I probably
I have one too. I have one. Mine is the homing Z. It can't. It's like a sensor in the back, and I was like, "There's nothing."
yep, nothing is there. That's Citrine. She is giving me that same homing error all the time.
Yeah,
Um,
and I'm like, "Dude, there's nothing. Like, what are you sensing?" So I looked at the error, and it said there's something might be something in the gap from the bed to the back, and I was like, "Dude, there's nothing there."
I know.
So like sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Like I'll unplug the thing and reset it. I'll pet it, like, come on, you okay? I start talking to
Yes,
it, plug
you
it in,
have
and then
to be
it'll work.
nice to our machines.
Yo, they have their own personality, man.
Well, that's why they all have names because
I thought I
you
was
know
the only crazy one.
I gotta say good
I
morning to
named
my
all my machines too.
girls. So, but
So shows. Now did you? I think you mentioned you were starting to do designs.
no, I'm trying to work with designers
Got it.
because right now my amount of time that I have to learn a new skill is not there. Like my focus is on my marketing. My focus is on product development in terms of how to market what I have. Because, like I said, everybody out there can make these. You know, Zao isn't that expensive every month. And
I
he's
love
a
Zap, man. They make some good files. They're just so adorable. They're just so cute, man. They're
it's
great. I love them.
and again, I started with them when they had like 5,500 people. Now they're up over 6,000. And I am happy for them. I'd love to see some things coming out a little bit quicker. Or even like, I want to work with designers and say, hey, make a tier in your Patreon that maybe I pay $25 a month, but I get the files 3 months before everybody else.
Mm.
Not keeping those files away from the general public forever,
It's
but
just early
maybe
access.
just an early access and a limited early access. So maybe
Mm.
only 100 people get those files, but it gives us a head start on creating that marketing plan before everyone else is just printing them and laying them on a table. But I would love to work with designers that have researched my brand
Mm-hmm.
and are willing to hear the feedback. I think that's something that designers like you got to listen to what we're saying. Like, I printed off something from Maker World just to see how this person's files worked. And I was able to snap off parts pretty easily and reached out to the designer, said, hey, is there a way? No response.
Mm. We're not gonna name that person here. We're not gonna.
No, I would never do that. But it's just one of those things where, you listen to the feedback, listen to what people are telling you needs to be adjusted. I've seen people come in my booth and literally try and break my things when they think I'm not looking.
No kidding. So do
Yeah,
you make them buy it?
no, because they don't break.
Gotcha. Okay.
They don't break because I don't print anything that's not been tested.
Mm.
And that's part of that market research is my models are durable. And even from Zhao, like if there's something that he puts out that I can't guarantee that it's not going to bust out, I won't make it. So, it's just those little things. And if something did break back in my early days when I started, there was some breakage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those are the models that I stopped printing because, and then when they brought them back, I comped them the next thing.
Gotcha. See that's part of building the brand, you guys. She has consistency in product, right? And part of that, so part of the descriptions, not descriptions, but part of the qualities of a brand is durability. Like
Yep.
once you get this particular product, you know it's not going to break, you know it's always going to be high quality, and that's part of the branding, right? And that's quality, and that's what Terry's talking about as far as building a brand and being consistent with the products that you put out,
Yep.
right?
Like
It's like
I
going to
don't print.
McDonald's. You go to one McDonald's, it's delicious. You go to the next one, it's garbage. It can't be. There has to be quality control, and that's on you, the business owner.
Yep. Just like
Okay.
I don't print 6 different dragons. I have one dragon that I know consistently prints well, and I will print it in 8 different colors and take them to different shows. But that is the only dragon I print because I know I don't have to worry about someone pulling it apart. Like I will even stand in my booth and do that. Like I'll pull on it to show them, like, please touch everything. I trust my work to be handled.
Gotcha. Dude, that's
You know?
great. I know my dragon, the one with the wings, it has weak shoulder joints. And so that breaks, and I wouldn't want anybody to sell that. I mean, you know, a 3-year old goes, it snaps, and I get it.
Right. And that's on you as the business owner. If you want to sell dragons and only do dragons, hey, I'm not gonna to knock you for it. Like if that's your niche, then go for it. But my niche is durable, handable, hands-on products. So
Is there a particular type of person that you're catering to, like
eight
sensory
to
people?
12 8 to 12-year-old girls, just inner child that just wants to be happy and have something that gives them a little smile. I love when people don't come in my booth. And I know that sounds crazy, but I almost feel like I have this force field around my booth, and people walk up to it, look in, realize what I'm selling, and turn and walk away. And I'm like,
That good.
great,
Yeah,
because
you
you
wouldn't
did
want
not take
anyone
up
who,
space.
yeah, exactly. You don't want anyone who doesn't want your product to be in your booth,
Exactly.
right? That's part of effective marketing. It's finding the not just finding people, you guys, it's finding the right people,
Yeah.
right? Finding the right people to buy your product. And that's what Terry has done. And she's done a masterful job of it, from her branding to her product to her color to her personality to her booth to where to find them. And that's why she's able to quit her job and do this full time.
But in terms of the sensory piece, yes, I worked in education. I connect with teachers. I connect with parents of children with disabilities, the neurospicy type of clientele. Those are my people. And again, watching my customers, seeing them come in the booth and knowing, okay, this person stepped in, got a little bit of sensory overload, stepped back out. The next time they stepped in my booth, I toned myself down to help them feel more comfortable within my space. Because it's not about me, it's about them, and
Right.
making sure that they have the best experience, because I don't want them to go home and have something that they bought and be unhappy with it. I want them to, it's only a $10 thing, but it's the memory associated with that. The day that they were out shopping with their kid. That is the joy that I want my products to hold. It's not just a print and not just whatever animal it is. It's a memory.
I
And that,
agree. I agree. That's awesome.
you know,
So are there any other revenue streams aside from selling the prints that you have to in order to grow the business?
right now, no.
Do you
I
have plans on
I
scaling?
am I have my website up and going, and I am doing a subscription box right now that I'm
Beautiful.
starting.
Good.
So my goal is next December, January, February, when the shows are done and non-existent, I can
There's
still.
still revenue and still income coming in.
Exactly. And that was something I didn't have in place for this year, which is why I was feeling it a little bit more than I probably should have.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When I was working my full-time job, I couldn't invest that time.
Yeah, but now you're full steam ahead. Yeah.
Exactly. So every month people get 3 of my pocket fidget friends, a little scene builder, a larger background that's bigger than this one is, for them to be able to do some creative play every
Beautiful.
month.
That's
So
so awesome.
yeah.
That's so great. Um, so what that's part of the scale, that's part of the revenue stream. I mean, I was gonna ask this, but I know I really shouldn't. I really don't have to. You look so happy with what
I
you're
am.
doing.
I am.
Are you happier now than when you were with your full-time job?
So I was very happy with my full-time job. I was
Mm-hmm.
working in education. I was working from home, which, you know, I wasn't taking advantage of working from home, but during my lunch break, I would come down,
Yeah,
flip,
it's there. Why not?
because you know how it is. You can set up a run to go 10 hours. And as long as it's running good and you got your plates dialed in,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to check it.
Nope.
So I would look at what my daily schedule was for my day job and just get up at 4:30 in the morning and start my day, work a full day, and then come back down here and do what I had to do. And it was wonderful. I was around to take my kids. I have a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, and I'm around for them. And then my boss wanted me to be in the office full time. I would come home and I was drained. I didn't print anything for the 2 weeks that he wanted me to be in office because the energy, I was not going to put my energy into my machines and put product out that I wasn't feeling.
So so it is safe to say that you're happier now than you were in those 2 weeks.
So much happier. So much happier. Like the other week, like you
It's
don't
you're so sweet. You're like, I was happy in my day job, and
but I was.
I was
I
like,
was
the
happy.
story's not matching.
And
It
then
wasn't until you went in the office, right? It wasn't
yeah,
until the office.
because I would get home at 6 o'clock at night. I wasn't seeing my kids. I was sitting on the couch, just drained from being at work all day. Now my kids get off school at 2:30. My son has to be at, yeah, high school is done at 2:30 here. Yeah, it's great. So from
How lucky
2:30,
are these guys? Wow.
and then he's got to be up at work at the mountain. He works at a local ski resort here. Um, he's got to be at work by like 3:30. So he's got an hour to come home, eat,
And then book
decompress
it
from
to
his
the
day,
mountain.
and get up to the mountain. Well, now I can make him lunch, like early dinner, and have it ready for him at 2:30 when he walks in the door.
That's so sweet.
And we're sitting and eating dinner together at 2:30 in the
I was
afternoon.
about to say, like at 2:30, lady, that's a snack.
So I'm eating a late lunch, and maybe I had breakfast at like 11. So eating lunch with him at 2:30, and then I get the opportunity to eat dinner with my other kiddo after wrestling practice when he gets home at 5:30. Like I know young moms like to be at home with their kids, and I loved my kids when they were littler, but I love them more now.
Unpopular opinion.
But the thing is, like, they are awesome human beings.
Oh my goodness. Well, with a mom like you, I'm sure they are.
But they're just so cool. Like, and I would have never have gotten to know who they are if
If it
I
wasn't,
didn't have this.
yeah. So the freedom, you guys,
Oh,
basically what Miss Terry's trying to say is the freedom.
yeah.
This, and I'm telling you guys, freedom is expensive. It's
It,
expensive.
it, I don't make as much money, but thankfully I've built at the speed of cash. I have no debt on any of my business properties. You know, I bought my minivan to be able to haul all of this stuff, was able to pay cash out of pocket for that because I wanted to be able to have that freedom.
Freedom is expensive.
It
And
is.
I tell you
It's
what, it
so
is
worth
so
it.
worth it. So worth it. Well, it's so worth it. And it's it's something, and I maybe, you can help explain it. There's no words to explain it. It's a scary jump. It's a scary jump, but once you're there, you guys, the freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, it's different, man. It hits different.
You got
Dude,
to be careful though,
it is. You got to be careful for sure, but
because
man, that
I could get stuck in those rabbit holes watching what everyone else is doing, or I can do what makes sense for me,
yeah. Yeah.
you know?
So, you guys, Terri, Miss Terri, thank you so much.
Of
Um,
course.
Such a great time. I'm so proud of you. I've watched you grow from where you were to where you are now, and it's like it's hard to explain, but I'm just so proud of you. To see where you came from 2 years ago
The
in
little
2020.
Tina 2 printers.
Yeah, yeah.
I had 6 of them. I thought I was such a hot shot.
Yeah, she would, her little post. She's like, "Oh, look at what I'm doing these shows, and look at all these things that I'm doing." She's talking. I'm just like, "Wow." And then look, you guys, right? And the most, she didn't really do anything genius. The most genius thing she didn't do is she didn't quit. She kept going. You guys,
It's a lot about consistency.
a lot of y'all will quit after 2 weeks. A lot of y'all will quit even before your first show because you don't have enough inventory. A lot of y'all will quit after your first show because you didn't make $10,000 in one weekend. You guys, Terri is a prime example of what you guys need to strive for and what you guys need to follow in business. She built a brand. She's done it. She's consistent. She quit her job. She's happier and she's free. Okay. You guys, thank you so much for being here, Miss Terri. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to link everything down below. And we'll catch you guys later.